Previously on the Josh Zodiac podcast.
That version of Batman would body any other version of Batman that we've had on the big screen. He would kick Christian Bale's Batman's ass. He would kick Robert Pattinson's Batman's ass. I'm sorry. He would stomp a mud hole into Michael Keaton's Batman. Like they don't stand a chance. There is no version of Batman that would stand a chance against Batfleck.
Although there is one version. There is
Not
one.
even that version. Not even.
Who?
No.
Who am I thinking of?
You know. Say it. Say it.
My favorite Batman, Adam West, would whoop his ass.
No, he would not. He would not. He would
He
not.
would bring his.
Not even with Burt West's help would he fucking kick his ass. He would honestly be the first to fucking go.
Fuck you.
You know,
I herald his beginning. I herald your end. I herald
The Josh Zodiac.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the greatest podcast you've never heard of. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Josh Zodiac podcast, the podcast that has no real agenda and no real script, as far as you know that is. This is the podcast that needs to send some love to the Recycled Corn podcast, especially Mr. Ben DeLeon, who had some kind words to say to me on his most recent episode of his show. He's seen some good things in the show, and I've said this before, and I will say it again. There would be no Josh Zodiac podcast without the Recycled Corn podcast and without the encouragement of both Ben DeLeon and, of course, his assistant, Mr. Scuba Steve, a.k.a. Lord Scuba Cabra. This has been an interesting week. We have had a lot of celebrity deaths this week. We've had like 6, I think, is what we had. A lot of them were from my childhood. Some of them, like Connie Francis, who obviously was not a singer from my childhood, but she definitely was an influence on my mom's childhood, who influenced ours as well. Connie Francis was a singer back in the 60s. She also did a movie called Where the Boys Are. It's a really good movie. I'm not talking about the porn version. I'm talking about the legit spring break. Bunch of girls drive from like Indiana where it's snowing down to Fort Lauderdale back when that was the hot spot back in the early to late 60s. Malcolm Jamal Warner, that one, you know, Theo on The Cosby Show. And of course, he was a director and he was a musician and a poet as well. That one was pretty rough. Of course, I would be remiss if I didn't mention Ozzy Osbourne. I can't think of a person who he didn't influence. You know, his music was very on a lot of different platforms, not just in rock, but just pop culture in general. Just the fact that he in the I want to say the late 90s, early 2000s with the Osbourne show on MTV was such a pop culture icon. And that one definitely hurt a lot. And we have a special episode of this next one. Hulk Hogan. I'm a firm believer that wrestling would not be where it is now without Hulk Hogan. So we do talk about that on an episode. Do release that one before I release the Final Fantasy one, only because the Final Fantasy. Wow. Fantastic Four. Jesus Christ. I've got my PS5 sitting next to me, which I haven't turned on in a minute, and I've got gaming on the mind for some fucking reason. So, yeah, I may have to turn that thing on here soon. But yeah, Fantastic Four review, which is full of spoilers, might I add. There are some spoilers, and it's just me and the Psycho talking about the movie. He's already seen it twice. I only saw it Thursday night when it premiered. I was gonna go watch it again Friday night, but I came home from work and I was just so dead tired. I was literally in bed by 6:30, and I didn't wake up again until 5 the next morning. This morning, I'm recording this on Saturday. So yeah, I might go check it out tonight. I don't know. It depends on how I feel, and I got some shit I got to do. But yeah, a lot of celebrity deaths, but definitely this episode, the core of it is what we've gotten previously from the Fantastic Four prior to the MCU. We need to keep that in mind because everything we got prior was before the big picture from Iron Man came out, and we had all of these MCU movies, you know, Thor, not Thor, but yeah, Thor, and of course Iron Man, Captain America, Incredible Hulk, that led to the 2012 Avengers movie that obviously was a huge success. These are all prior. This new Fantastic Four with Pedro Pascal and Kirby. I forget her first name. Say Jessica Kirby. No, that's not right. A whole new cast. From the clips, it looks like they may have gotten Galactus correct. You know, again, in the Rise of Silver Surfer, we got a Cloud as Galactus, so the bar for that is set really low. But then again, anybody who's watched Fan Four Stick, that bar is fucking low, and it's sad. I will mention this in the preview that a 1994 Fantastic Four movie that was never released. Very few people have actually seen a print of this movie, yet it has a higher Rotten Tomatoes score than the other two movies, the originals with Jessica Alba and Chris Evans. So keep that in mind as well. But again, this movie, this particular episode is our review. We give it, just like we did with Superman, we give it a pre-ranking of what we think, and then a post. We just saw it. What do we think? Do we increase our rating? You'll be quite surprised the direction that I go with it. Being a comic book nerd, you know, I'm of course a big fan of Cap. But did we like this movie? Did we think it was trash? So many questions will be answered on the review of this particular movie. We'll get to that momentarily, but I want to remind everybody out there, I'm putting more of the focus on the YouTube page than the Spotify. The Spotify is kind of hit or miss. So I'm putting most of my efforts into the YouTube page, into the video. So that being said, I currently have, last I checked, I have 32 followers on there, which has doubled since the last time. Like a month ago, it was at like 20. So it's gotten pretty close to almost double. I want to get that up to 50. That is my goal by, say, the end of August, mid-September. I want to be up to 50. I want to set little goals here. So if you're watching the show and you're not following or subscribed, just hit that follow and subscribe button and you'll be notified when I post new episodes, which is usually once a week. I might be taking a little break in September for personal reasons. I will not go into that now, but you will be notified when those are there. I'm also posting TikTok and YouTube shorts to promote the brand as well, just little snippets of the episodes. So yeah, again, you know, it doesn't cost you nothing. I've said this before. Like, subscribe, follow, comment. Oh my God, comment. The more you comment, the more it puts it out there, especially on TikTok. If you want to repost a TikTok that I put out, more power to you. I currently have a video on my TikTok. It's the 2020 Rumble when Edge came out at number 21. That video, as of this morning, is sitting at just over 2 million views. And it keeps getting reposted. It keeps getting likes. It keeps getting everything. So I highly encourage that, guys. Get the content out there. You know, we're coming up on SummerSlam next weekend. We definitely, my voice keeps fucking cracking. It's really fucking annoying. I think it's a like community up there. I really do. I think once I go home to Texas one day, it's gonna be like, oh, how you doing? My voice will be back to normal. But yeah, with SummerSlam around the corner, we will be doing a predictions and then a review of the show. I'm trying to get somebody else on the show to get a different perspective besides the ones that I currently have. I know Psycho works a weird schedule, so it's not always ideal to have him on because I know he needs to do his own show and everything else. I'm trying to, I'm not trying to do anything. Just, he needs his time to do his thing and to get sleep. I get it. I've worked security too, so I totally get that. But the point I'm making, like, subscribe, follow, not just my show, but also the Psycho Nerd. Everything you need is down below in the description. And if you're watching on YouTube, just click the follow, click the subscribe, fucking leave me a message. Shit. Or if you want to drop me an email, I haven't promoted that in a minute. If you have a question, comment, or concern about the show, just email us at thejazzodiacpodcast@gmail.com. That will also be down there. Actually, it has a link, my link tree, but everything you need is there. Okay, rant over. With that being said, we will go on to the preview. Pretty much what our expectations are for the Fantastic Four First Steps. So stick around. I'll be right back.
Are you the protectors of this world?
Yes, we are.
Your planet is now marked for death. Your world will be consumed by the Devourer. There is nothing you can do to stop him, for he is a universal force, as essential as the stars.
All right, everyone, welcome back to the show. This is the Jazz Zodiac Podcast. A little something different. Again, we did Superman 2 weeks ago with Scuba Steve. This particular episode, no wrestling, I know, and there's a lot going on today in the world of wrestling. We will talk about that later in the weekend. But we will be talking about the new Marvel movie coming out, Fantastic Four, First Steps. I'm not going to lie, when I saw the words First Steps, I figured there was going to be a baby involved. But before we talk about said movie, let me introduce, for the first time, just me and him. This is a first. None other than the creator of the Psycho Nerd podcast, the Psycho Nerd.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
Damn. Wow. Ron Burgundy does not like you either. Wow. That's.
You look like a blueberry.
Wow. I think he has bad hair too, but that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
We both have tickets tonight. We're recording this on Thursday. It is almost 6:30 Idaho time. My show is at 8, so we're literally recording this right before the movie starts. And we have 5 if you count this one, 4 previous movies we're going to talk about very briefly. Mostly cons. There really are a whole lot of pros in any of these movies, especially Fan Four Stick.
Only some, but
yeah. But before we jump into that, let's hear from Johnny Storm himself here.
Sounds like a fizzle.
Shh. There we go. Flame on.
I hear no.
I should have got Clobber in time. That's more my speed, but Flame on is nice.
That's weird. I didn't hear anything.
You didn't hear anything?
I didn't hear nothing.
Oh well,
That's why I just kind of sat here like.
It was.
I hear crickets.
It was the scene from Deadpool and Wolverine when they're talking to. He's like, oh, it's Captain America. No, it's fucking Johnny.
Flame on. What
was that again? Real quick, and I have the Rotten Tomatoes scores for all of these movies, including the new one, which I was kind of shocked about. And I am. Let me put this out there. I am not the biggest fan of Rotten Tomatoes because anybody could put a fucking review out there. Anybody could put a review out there. They could put they never paid their money. This movie was horrible. Superman sucks. which is what they were going to do. The Snyder bots were going to do for Superman. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Superman was just a great fucking movie. I haven't, and
You
that's
know,
that's another thing. You know what? No, before we talk about these movies, I want to say this. Knowing that Superman and Fantastic Four came out within 2 weeks of each other, I was like, fuck yeah, I love the Fantastic Four. I'm a Superman fan. I was super fucking hyped. I've now seen Superman carry the 3, divide by 2, carry the 5. 5 times.
I've seen it 5 times.
5 times.
5 times.
And
It took 2 viewings of me of not liking it before I finally realized how awesome the movie really
the
is.
movie is incredible. And
I had to do research on things.
it is the most comic book accurate Superman we've gotten since the original. And even then, that's saying something.
I can't disagree with that.
But now that Fantastic Four is coming out today, my hype level for this movie is kind of down because Superman took all of that energy from me. So now I'm like, ugh. And with Thunderbolts underperforming supposedly, I thought Thunderbolts was really good.
I liked it. I liked it very
great.
much. It was a good movie.
It was a different tone to a movie and to an MCU movie, and we got that great post credit where we see a ship coming in, this Fantastic Four ship. It's not, I have my own theories on that, and that we will do that when we do the preview of the movie, the review of the movie. We will quickly talk about the original Fantastic Four released on July 8th, 2005. Wow, is it that long ago?
Oh, you're not going to talk about the original Roger Corman film?
We'll come back to that one. That was supposed to be a surprise. Thanks for running it. You're a dick.
Sorry.
You're a fucking dick.
Yeah, I've been called worse.
Fantastic Four released July 8th, 2005.
Yep, 2005.
Starring Ian Grunded as Mr. Fantastic, Julian McMahon as Victor Von Doom.
May he rest in peace, by the way.
Yes. That was recently too, by the way.
Yes, it was a few weeks ago.
Jessica Alba as Sue Storm. What's Michael Chiklis as Ben Grimm, a.k.a. The Thing. And the greatest part of this movie, which is Johnny Storm, Chris Evans as the Human Torch. I'm sorry. He stole this in both movies. He is, and it's funny that he's the one that came up with It's Clobbering Time with the action figure that Ben fucking destroyed. Oh, that was the prototype. What are you doing?
That was pretty funny. It was.
But this movie on Rotten Tomatoes has a tomato meter of 28%. Ooh, that's low. Wow. That's horrible. and a popcorn meter of 45%. So it's not even certified fresh. Now, I will say this about this, and this goes for both this one and then the Silver Surfer movies. The Silver Surfer movie, I should say. They aren't as bad as people make them out to be. They're not great, but they're not bad.
Yeah, they're kind of in between. But I mean, the first one is decent for what it is. It's got some decent comedy. They kind of cover some of the origin story, even though they do fuck it up. They do fuck it up by including Dr. Doom. They screwed that up. They're on a space station. No, it was the Marvel one. Thank you very much. You screwed that up. Come on, guys. What the hell? And
it wasn't comic accurate, but you know what? It told the story. The purpose of this movie was just to help build the MCU. Sorry, my voice is fucking weird today. But we'd already had like Blade and the X-Men, even Spider-Man at this point. So it made sense to do Fantastic Four, but Jessica Alba Sue Storm, I never agreed with that casting call.
It didn't bother me, but it didn't wow me either. So
no, it didn't. But like I said, Chris Evans, this is pre-Captain America. This is like what, 5 years away from Captain America, because Iron Man came out in what, 2007?
2000.
No.
2009, I think.
2008 or 2009 is when it came out. I don't even have anything in front of me to verify that, but I think it was 2007 or 2008. It came out after Superman Returns. I know that.
Yeah, that's true.
So it doesn't matter what year it came out. It was like not too far away from or removed from the Fantastic Four movies.
2011, so 6 years.
Okay, so I wasn't too far off.
Nah.
But again, I'm going to group these two movies together because they are a sequel of each other. Rise of the Silver Surfer is actually not much better. Actually, it's actually a little bit better. It's got a tomato meter of 37% and a popcorn meter of 51. So it's just a little bit better, but not by much. My nitpicks on these two movies are more on the Silver Surfer, because can we say, we talked about this before we started recording, Galactus was not a cloud. He was a fucking entity.
They fucked him up bad.
We fucked him up bad. We never even saw anything remotely close to him.
Only a shadow. Only a shadow.
We saw a shadow in the trailer for the fucking First Steps movie, and I'm like, oh no, they're not going to do this again, are they? So I was a little worried, like, oh no, they're going to fuck it up again. And of course, we talked about this earlier too. The Silver Surfer had powers because of Galactus. It wasn't just in the board; it was the entire entity that had the ability to do what he did. Again, like I said, these movies are not horrible, but they're not great either.
They're not great, but quite frankly, the sequel is in my opinion, I just literally got done watching it. It's a downgrade to the first movie, if that's even possible, because the first one is okay. The second one, the humor doesn't hit. Even Chris Evans can't save this one on the comedy field, because there's very few moments of humor in this film. And quite frankly, not only do they wussify the hell out of the Silver Surfer, they also make the Fantastic Four look like a bunch of dicks. There's a bunch of shit going on in the world, and what do they care about? Oh, Stu and Reed are getting married. It's like, are you fucking kidding me?
That's true. Yeah,
and it's only an hour and a half. They could have stretched it out an extra 15 minutes. They could have started out with them doing superhero shit like they should be doing. They could have gone into the whole wedding thing, and then the anomalies start happening. That way, we don't make our superheroes look like a bunch of conceived assholes.
I mean, we already have an Iron. We already have an Iron Man. We don't need any. We don't need the Reeds to be this way.
Pretty much. And the CG for Reed is god awful. God awful.
Now, a movie I have never watched, only because they just did not get, just from the poster alone, I was not sold. The fact that they got Michael B. Jordan to play the brother of Sue Storm. And for those that do not know, Michael B. Jordan is an African-American gentleman. Sue Storm is a blonde-haired white girl.
He's black? What? He's black? God.
He could be sheriff. He can be sheriff.
You got the reference. I give you that one.
And why not? It worked in Blazing Saddles. The Rotten Tomatoes score for this one, are you ready for this?
Oh, what is it, like 15%?
The tomato meter is 9%. 9. Oh, hold on.
9.
Not even 10. Oh shit! And no double digits on that one.
The popcorn meter, obviously, it's not certified fresh.
Obviously,
the popcorn meter is
18%.
It is not even. It's less than half of what the other two are. It is, and it came out in 2015, which was like 10 years after the first one came out.
Years ago, yeah.
So now I will say this: the Ben Grimm, the Thing in this movie looked a little bit better than the one that Michael Chiklis had to wear. Granted, the Thing is supposed to be as tall as the Hulk,
right? Exactly.
And in this one, he was almost as tall as Jessica Alba. She's like fucking 4 foot nothing. So in this one, they at least got it right in that aspect. It wasn't. It wasn't comic book accurate in the way it looked, but they got the height right. It's just like what they did with Spider-Man 3. Venom was a much bigger entity. He wasn't for Grace's height. He was a much bigger person or thing, depending on who you talk to.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I said, I've never watched this movie, and I have no intent to watch this movie ever.
And I literally right before we started this podcast, I literally just finished the movie.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, you know what? We talked about this previously, and I'll go ahead and mention it here. This is the equivalent, for all you horror fans out there, this is the equivalent of The Shining. essentially taking the basic idea, the characters' names, a few different ideas, and they basically went on their own fucking tangent. They made shit up as they went. They don't even get their powers from a cloud in space. They go to another dimension.
Oh my God, are you serious?
They go to another dimension, man. What the fuck? And they still found a way to hammer in Von Doom into the group when, once again, I did my research last night. This is not how he gets his powers. They ripped it off from the original film. It's like, why would you do that? Wow. And then they just screw up so many dynamics of the relationship between these characters, and not even talking about the fact that Sue and Johnny are adopted in this film.
Oh, what the fuck?
They're adopted. Yes, they're not even blood siblings in this film. I mean, and not to mention the fact that their father in this movie, he's supposed to be a doctor, a medical doctor. Their parents have a car accident when they're kids. The father tries to save the mom in surgery. She passes away, and he leaves the medical field. They fucked that up completely.
Oh my God! Wow.
So
I did not know that.
There's so many things that they got wrong. The CG is a little better in this one, honestly. It's not great, but it's
10 years later. I hope the CG got a little bit better between
you would hope so, right? But
we're not going to talk too much about that one.
No, it's just, oh my God, that's just a touch, ladies and gentlemen. That is just a touch of the things that just do not work in this movie for me.
I mean, if you had to watch, okay. Oh, here's a would you rather for you. If you had to watch Fan Four Stick, which is what we've always jokingly called it, Fan Four Stick, or Batman and Robin, which one would you watch?
Okay. I almost spit up my goddamn coffee, asshole. You know what?
Let the freezing gas cool your heart, Batman.
Chill. No, I have to go with Batman and Robin for the simple fact that it is so bad it can be good and humorous for how terrible it is. But let's be fair here. That's still the worst Batman movie we ever got. Period.
Yeah, but
the Adam West movie was better.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I just have 3 words for you. Batman credit card. That's all I'm going to say about that movie.
Oh, not the Bat credit card. You had to mention that. Don't tell the critic. He'll go nuts.
Every time. Now we're going to move on to a version of Fantastic Four that was never released in theaters, but yet it has a rating. And to my surprise, it's actually got a much better rating than I thought it would.
Wow.
This particular movie,
for all 10 people who actually got to see it?
No, it's got 12 reviews.
Oh.
And 5,000 ratings.
Oh. Okay.
So the 12 reviews, it comes out to a 33% tomato meter.
Not great, but better than the other ones.
It's 4 times better than the fucking Fan Four Stick. Hey, 4 times better. Fantastic Four. Oh,
4 times the horribleness. Anyway.
And the popcorn meter, not certified fresh, shockingly, at 32%. I do remember them hyping this movie up, and it never saw the light of day. I do remember one of the guys that was in the movie, the guy who played Johnny Storm, he was more of like a B actor at the time. He was in The Invisible Kid and the boy that could fly.
Oh, you mean the guy from Uncle Buck, the asshole?
Yeah.
The boyfriend.
Yes. No. Yes. Yeah, that's
the same actor.
Yeah, same actor. Yeah.
Same exact actor. Oh, that was him? That one for a minute. Are you serious?
Same guy. 100%.
Fuck.
Yeah. Which is funny because the boy that could fly also had I forget her name, but the actress from The Great Outdoors that the son was trying to hook up with. Yeah.
Whoa.
You know, people should take our knowledge of movies a little more serious. Just going to throw that out there. But now we're not going to talk about that one because, again, like I said, it's never seen the light of day. There are reviews of people that have gotten a hold of it. I'm kind of curious how it looks. Of course, it's 1994, so the effects are going to be very
outdated.
Yeah,
Very, very
yeah.
outdated, shall we say?
Now, First Steps, it just came out today. Now, they don't have a popcorn meter rating yet, but they do have a tomato meter rating.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep. Are you ready for this?
Come on, man. Don't do me wrong.
Out of 219 reviews, it is certified fresh at 88%.
Whoa! That's
Right now.
almost where Superman was, right?
Superman, when it first came out, was at 93 and it dropped to 85.
Oh.
It was pretty
okay.
high up there. Now, I am going to say this. I'm looking forward to this movie. I'm hoping this is a better interpretation of what we've had from the previous movies. But I'm going to say this. I am so Pedro Pascal outed right now.
You're burned out, aren't you?
He's in every fucking thing.
He really is. I can't argue that point. I was
And
thinking
now
the same thing.
He's in 2 Disney franchises now. He's in the MCU and he's in fucking Star Wars as the Mandalorian, which is another movie coming out I think it's next year.
Next year. That's right.
I'm like, Jesus Christ. And I'm not going to lie to you. I know nothing about any of these other people in this movie except for Pedro Pascal. I know nothing about them.
Really?
But I will say this. They've said that the Johnny Storm we're going to get in this movie is not as womanizing as the previous versions have been. I'm like, okay, in this day and age, I kind of get that.
Yeah,
I
that's
get
going
that.
against the comic book, but that's okay.
It is. The Ben Grimm, The Thing, the most comic book accurate thing we've gotten so far. I still think he's a little too short, but I will take away that for the accuracy of how he looks in this movie.
Well,
So
on the actors, let me at least help you out with that. Vanessa Kirby playing Sue Storm. You might know her from the Mission Impossible films.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, she's done a lot of things, but that's the most recent thing that I know her from. Joseph Quinn was actually in Stranger Things, the most recent season.
I've never seen Stranger Things, so
okay. Well, for all the horror fans out there, he was also in A Quiet Place Day 1, came out last year. Very good movie, highly recommend it.
For all you fucking nerds out there.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
and yet there's all this shit behind me. Yeah, you fucking nerds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then one thing I do find interesting about this movie is that we're getting the alternate take on the Silver Surfer. We're not getting the original, we're getting the alternate take, which I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Shia LaBeouf, apparently.
And it's funny because people were like, oh my God, they're making it woke. They're making it a chick. I'm like, pick up a fucking comic book, dude.
It's accurate, guys. It's accurate. It's
100% accurate.
I looked it up. And Julia Gardner actually was in Apartment 7A, the Rosemary's Baby prequel. I actually saw it at Fantastic Fest this last year. And she was in The Wolfman that came out earlier this year.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Okay. That does help me a little bit.
Oh, and the guy that's playing Harvey Elder, who's supposed to be Mole Man, apparently he's in this movie.
Yeah.
He was the chubby, irritating guy from Cobra Kai.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in this too. So
he's also in the Naked Gun movie coming out next month.
Yes, he is. Very true. Very true. So
which I'm actually looking forward to that one too. I'm curious what they're going to do with that with Seth MacFarlane at the helm.
Yeah, and you know that John Malkovich's name is tied into this movie?
It was. I think they've taken him out. I don't know how accurate that is.
I don't know because it doesn't say anything about who his character is, so I have no clue.
I don't know anything about that. But I will say, my hopes, my expectations, my desires for this movie, the fact that it's in an alternate dimension, you don't have to do your homework for this particular movie. You can watch this brand new, fresh out the gate, and not have to know anything about the MCU going from the past going forward. This is an alternate 1960s-esque type timeline, which is funny because that's the golden age of Marvel Comics was the 1960s when they had all you had the Fantastic Four cartoon. I think they had an Iron Man, they had a Hulk. Of course, they had Spider-Man, which gave us that iconic
Spider-Man. Yeah, love it. Love it.
Yeah, love that. But it's a different take on this story, and I don't. And just like with James Gunn had said this, like there was 3 scenes in comics I don't need to see ever again. and that is Jor-El sending his son to Earth.
I agree. We didn't need it.
A string of pearls broken in a dark alley with a woman named Martha, talking about the Batman origin story.
We've already seen it.
And we've seen it twice.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have.
We've seen both Jor-El and Martha twice in two different movies.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
and I do not need to see the death of Uncle Ben. Also seen twice.
This is true.
I don't need and here's my take on this. And Scuba and I agreed on this when we talked about Superman a year ago. If you don't know the origin story,
read a fucking comic
research. Read a comic, do some research. You know what I mean? These movies should be made for the fans of comic books, not for people just regular, I'm going to go watch the Fantastic Four. I hear it's a pretty good movie. No, fuck that. And here's another.
Kermit.
I don't know. It's just the voice I do. Yeah. Another hot take I have is these people that are bitching about these movies probably have never read a comic in their life, and they probably bullied people like you and me back in the 80s and 90s who read comics. I'm going to throw that out there. I am so sick and tired of this shit. This toxic lifestyle in the comic movie industry, or movies in general. Watch the movie, make your opinion. If you don't want to watch it, that's fine. But I know I got off on a tangent.
No, because you can't. No. This is a big problem. You can't bitch and moan about a movie if you've never fucking seen it. That's like saying, "Oh, I hate spaghetti." Well, why not? Well, what's wrong with it? What don't you like about it? Well, I've never had it. Well, then how the hell can you have an opinion if you've never experienced it? What's wrong with you? Yep. You have to go through said experience in order to have an opinion on it. Otherwise, your opinion means absolutely nothing.
I agree. And I had the same rant with the Superman movie. All these Snyderbot guys were like, this Superman is horrible. I'm like, did you watch Man of Steel? I'm sorry, but I don't recall ever reading in a comic or watching in a movie besides Man of Steel where Jonathan Kent's like, well, maybe you should have let them die in that lake. Never seen that before.
Well, he didn't necessarily say that they had to die. He basically said he didn't know the answer to the question.
But that's the thing, though, is that, the way I interpreted that, it was like, oh, well, maybe you should have, maybe you shouldn't have. No, fucking Jonathan always had the answers. Save them. Fuck it. You know what I mean? But do it in a very covert, quiet, sneaky kind of way. But anyway.
That just goes into some of the problems with the Man of Steel movie in the first place, but that's a rant for another time, kids.
Oh yeah, and I've already made my point across that Henry Cavill as Superman was great. Don't get me wrong.
I didn't have a problem with him.
But
not the best, but not the worst.
The movie was just too dark for my taste. But we're not talking about Superman. We're talking about Fantastic Four.
No, man, Fantastic Four, man.
The clips we've seen from the trailers. It's obvious that Galactus is coming to Earth, to this particular Earth, not our Earth, but another multi-dimensional Earth, looking for their son. Shit. What is the son's name? Franklin, who has some crazy fucking powers. He's a mutant, might I add, which we are getting after Secret War. After all the Secret War shit is over, they're pretty much gonna start the mutant problem or whatever you want to call it. But they're doing. It's one of those things where it's like, give us the kid or we're going to destroy your fucking planet. That's what I've taken from this.
That's what I'm getting from it. Yeah.
And Sue Storm was like, fuck you. You can have them. I'm keeping my kid. Which I think will set up them leaving and their Earth being destroyed, which will set up Secret Wars.
Which is fucking.
But I think there's more to it than that. I think Dr. Doom has something to do with this entire thing. Doom is fucking pulling strings, man. We haven't seen him yet. I don't know what the post-credit scenes are yet. I'm hoping we get some little tease because we have a year and some change until Secret Wars comes out.
Is Doom even supposed to be in the film? Did I miss that?
No. I'm just saying.
Well, you think he's got something to do with it?
I think he's got something to do with what's going on because. Okay. And I know this is premature, but I don't think Dr. Doom is the big baddie altogether. I think there's somebody bigger than him. I don't know who. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head, but I think there's a bigger baddie. maybe Kang. Maybe they've talked about bringing him back. So
I haven't heard that.
they've talked about. I don't know if they're going to do it or not, but they're just adding more and more people to these next 2 Avenger movies, and the Spider-Man movie comes out right that summer before Avengers comes out next year. So
Good to know.
there has been talk of possibly Spider-Man and Johnny Storm teaming up in this movie. Yeah, I know.
In
I don't know
this movie.
No, not this one. I'm talking about
that movie. Okay, I was going to say, man, what the fuck ever.
No, but I would love to see that. That'd be great. But that's all speculation. It's all internet speculation.
Well, I mean, technically speaking, Spider-Man did try to join the Fantastic Four at some point anyway, so that kind of makes sense.
Well, in truth be told, so did She-Hulk. She-Hulk joined for a minute as well.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, in fact, She-Hulk was it? Yeah, I think it was a Fantastic Four because she tried to hook up with Johnny. Because She-Hulk's a little whore, by the way. Dude, the way she was in the show is not that far off.
Haven't seen the show yet, but as far as I'm concerned, She-Hulk is fucking hot.
She-Hulk was actually not that bad of a show. People give it a lot of hate. The people that were hating on it were like, it's not comic accurate. It is actually. She breaks the fourth wall just as much as Deadpool does.
No shit.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
She's on that level. So
I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
With that being said, are your expectations for this movie, are they high? Are they kind of is again Thunderbolts in the movies it underperformed, and
which sucks.
And it was a great flick, but I think a big part of it with movies in general is that after COVID, people are not going to the movies as often as they used to, and there's other ways they can watch movies at home illegally, might I add. So they just don't want to go to the theater, and that's fine, but if it's a fucking popcorn movie.
It really is.
So what are your expectations for this movie?
I mean, I'm not going to lie. All the time leading up to where we are now, I was worried, but mostly because of the previous films and their performance. Because they have yet to do the Fantastic Four correctly. They have not given these characters justice that they fucking deserve. They've had a 60-year length of time in the comic books, a lot of history, a lot of shit going on.
Yep.
But in the last couple of days, with all the research I've been doing and watching the previous films and seeing the trailer, I have at least some hope that, God damn it, maybe they'll do it right this time. The look of the costumes looks good. Some of the aspects that look interesting. We already know that Mole Man, the guy that's supposed to play Mole Man, is supposed to be in this film. Mm-hmm. And as it turns out, that was one of their first villains that they ever fought. Because he goes underground and embraces a bunch of these like Gaiju type characters. And that ends up being like the first villains they ever fight. So I feel like, okay, right off the bat, you guys are clearly doing your homework. You're giving me hope, and hope is a good thing. And not to mention, what the hell is that robot's name?
Kirby.
Is it Kirby? Or no, it's Herbie.
Herbie.
Yeah, a Herbie is going to be in this movie, apparently.
Well, and that's because he was introduced as an extra character in the late 60s because they didn't have the rights to Johnny Storm, so they introduced a robot in his place. Yeah, and it's just like, that's weird. So fucking... Well, to be truthful, Marvel has not had the best track record of being financially stable up until Disney acquired most of it. But again, your expectations are high, low, medium.
Let's see. If we're looking on this level, it's about here.
Okay,
I am very hopeful.
Let's try a number. A 1 through 10. What is your hopeful meter sitting at?
I'm going to say it's a 7. I have some hope that it will deliver. I'm hoping that my overall reaction, thoughts of this movie are going to be higher than that.
Yeah.
So that's just what I'm hoping for. So because this is going to be potentially the last banger of the summer, potential banger of the summer. I don't know what's coming out in August off the top of my head, but I feel like this is going to be the last big.
And there really wasn't a whole lot this year, which is sad.
I mean, there were some good ones, like Mission Impossible was pretty good. A few other ones I could talk about, but we won't get into it.
No.
It wasn't a terrible summer.
I'm gonna say my expectation meter, talking about it and all the clips I've been watching, and it looks like they got the car right too.
I was gonna say the fantastic. Well,
Fantastic
yeah.
car. Because in the original one, it was a fucking Hemi. Product placement.
That's right.
And I love how Johnny's like, Hemi? And then Van Damme's like, yeah, duh. Like, okay.
That was actually one of the cooler things about that movie, by the way.
But I'm giving it an 8. I'm hoping they do it right. How long is this movie?
It's just under 2 hours. It's about
2 hours
100
long. Okay, cool. So it's not super, super long, but it's not super, super short. So, and I'm sorry, the things I said earlier about Pedro Pascal, but yet as I look at my monitor, Pedro's head is lingering over mine. He's just so dreamy. I just can't not, but just wow. He's such a great actor, though.
He's awesome, dude. Let's be fair here. Ever since I saw him in Game of Thrones, I'm like, holy shit! What?
I forgot he was in that.
You haven't seen him in that show yet, have you?
No, I have not.
Wait till you do, man. I'll tell you. For as limited amount of time he was on that show, he made a fucking impact. Let me tell you.
Now,
wow.
The only movie he ever did that I didn't like was Wonder Woman 84. That movie was so horribly bad that even Pedro couldn't save it.
I never saw it.
And that was a clean shaven Pedro too. So I was like,
right.
Are we sure? I'll sum up Wonder Woman 84 in a couple of sentences for you. They bring back Trevor somehow, I forget how, and then Wonder Woman de-escalates herself about 100 years because she cannot live without Trevor. They pretty much they humanize the fuck out of the character, but I'm like, Wonder Woman's greatest strength is that she's an individual. And now you're making her dependent on somebody else. You just ruined this character. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking, but they ruined that movie. They ruined that character for a while. And that's not Gal Gadot's fault either. That's just directing and writing in general.
Writing, bad storytelling.
I got to watch it for free on HBO Max, and even then I'm like, man, I want my fucking money back. This is horrible. It was that bad. And it was on Christmas Day that it came out too.
That's the way I felt after watching Catwoman.
Ooh.
Saw that movie for free. I screened that movie all by myself, and I still, to this day, I want my 2 hours back. God damn it!
Mm-hmm.
Even Alex Borstein, the voice of Lois Griffin in that movie, didn't save that fucking movie.
Yeah. Now,
in it anyway.
As we're just a little over an hour away before the movie starts.
Yeah.
I want your pre. And I'm gonna have to write this down because I will forget. But what is your pre-movie ranking? Before seeing it, what are you expecting this movie to be? And because this is the MCU, I want you to rate it out of 5 Infinity Stones.
As far as what I think it's going to be?
Yes. 1 out of 5 Infinity Stones.
4.
Ooh.
It's like I'm hoping that it comes out to be a 5, but I'm hoping for at least 4. Give me 4. I'm happy. I can leave the theater satisfied. I won't be disappointed. I won't be crying. But I mean, like
the way I watched out of Superman.
You know what, dude? A lot of that was my own fault. Lack of knowledge and just comparing it too much to the original film. That was my own fault. It's my own fault. I admit it. It was my own damn fault, but I've seen it 5 times now, as I said, and god damn it, it gets better every time I see it.
And by the way, David Cornsweet also went to Juilliard, like Christopher Reeve did.
Whoa.
And the creators of Superman, I forget their names, are Jewish or the sons of Jewish immigrants. David Cornsweet is Jewish. This man was born to play this fucking role. 100%.
Can you name 2 movies that he was in before this?
Twisters was one of them. I don't know the other one though. I don't. I never heard of him until this movie, and then of course I did a little bit of research. He's a huge Star Wars nerd, by the way.
No kidding.
Huge. You gave it 4 Infinity Stones.
4, yeah.
I'm gonna give it 3.5, But when we watch the movie, and you and I are both watching it tonight and tomorrow, I'm hoping that the history will repeat itself, because I saw Superman on Tuesday, and then I saw it on Thursday and I bought the tickets not knowing if I was going to like it or not. I'm like, dude, such a fanboy's moment. I'm like, dude,
what if it sucks?
You know, same thing. I'm like, dude, if this movie sucks, I'll be so fucking pissed. So I have the same outlook for this movie, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe it'll be just as good, if not better, you know, but we're not here to compare the two. They're two different comic genres, or two different comic companies, I should say. So yeah, I'm giving you a 3.5 out of 5. But we will definitely review the movie on Saturday before we're talking about doing a Hulk Hogan tribute episode, because he sadly passed away this morning at the age of 71.
What a fucking week, dude.
Too many people have gone this week.
Too many.
But with that being said, I still got to get ready to watch this movie. Although I am wearing and this was not by design. I grabbed the first shirt that I saw in the closet. It just happens to be blue, like Fantastic Four. And the shorts that I wear to work, because I always change my pants when I get there, because when you're a fat kid, the buckle digs in your gut and it fucking hurts. So I just wear shorts, and they're fucking blue. And that was not by design either. Totally not by design. So I'm all Fantastic Four.
He is totally lying. He planned it from the start. Liar. Anyway.
You know what? Make a move, Big Blue.
I love that line, by the way.
I
want that on a fucking t-shirt. By the way, to answer that question earlier, for all you horror fans out there, the other movie that Corn Sweat was in before now, Pearl, he played the projectionist. Thank you very much. Yeah, well, if you were into the X trilogy like I was, or I am, I should say. Just a little food for thought for all you horror fans out there. Yeah.
That up right
well,
there.
for the record, he is not a horror fan. Not a horror fan.
No.
He's probably never even seen Dream Warriors.
Dream Warriors.
Great fucking song, goddammit. Great song.
I see horror movies. I will eat your soul.
Sorry. See, that's the cool thing about having a really cool mixer, is you can change your voice. So, you know.
Well, this one is supposed to do that, but apparently it doesn't.
Before puberty.
Actually, that sounds like Tron, actually. Oh, no, this sounds like the bit from fucking...
Yes.
No, yes, no. Is that the only thing you can say? No.
Another one I can't wait to come out is that new Tron movie, even though it's got Jared Leto in it. God.
You know what? I don't get the hate on Jared Leto. He's a good actor.
He's
a good actor, man. I don't get it.
He was a horrible Joker.
Well, that's beside the point. That was like one of the worst things I've ever seen him in. He's not terrible.
Anyway, we're getting off topic here.
Yeah, we are.
We do that. That's the great thing about this show, is we get off topic. So I wanted this to be a 20-minute preview, and it ends up being 41 minutes. So our review better be quicker than 20 minutes. That's all I want to say.
We'll see.
But yeah, like I said, we will record our review. You will know by our tone if it was good or not, because we don't hide our emotions very well here. So for you guys, it'll be instantaneous, but for us, it will be 3 days, because I won't release this episode until Sunday morning. So with that being said, stick around. We'll be right back with our review of Fantastic Four: First Steps.
Look what the marketing guys did. Look, check it out. Listen. You love this.
It's clobbering time!
It's catchy, right? Isn't that great? That was the prototype!
All right, everyone, welcome back to the review now of the Fantastic Four. I wish I had that audio, because that Fantastic Four is so fucking cool. I actually went and saw it on Thursday night. Actually, we had the same show time, just an hour apart, because we're in two different time zones. I will warn you guys now, there will be spoilers ahead. So if you have not seen this movie, pause, come back to it later. Spotify's good about that. So is YouTube, to a point.
Very true.
Pause it and come back and then we'll jump right into our review of Marvel presents the Fantastic Four.
First steps.
First steps, yes, that is very important because that tells a lot about this movie in more ways than one. I will say, I saw a lot on social media that they don't have the traditional Marvel signature logo. It's very 60s.
Mhm.
I thought that was more. It plays more in the movie than the original one we got. That's
I
fine.
love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
and we jump right into the movie. Freaking Reed is looking for some. I think he was looking for iodine, and freaking Sue is in the bathroom taking a piss test, taking a pregnancy test, and discovers, oh shit, 2 years of trying, and boom, we're pregnant with Franklin.
You know, his reaction to the whole thing, like, yeah, we tried for 2 years, but you know, we kind of accepted it. But yeah, this is better.
Yeah, and
his whole reaction was so genuine. It was,
well,
it was so
no,
good.
I thought what was cool was that they show up for they do Sunday dinner every Sunday, which I think is really cool. That's such a family thing to do, especially in the 60s. That's a very 60s family thing to do. But they walk into the room and they look suspect. Johnny's like, "You're late," and like, "What?" And then
they freeze.
and Ben is just staring at Sue, and then he's like, "Are you pregnant?" Like he fucking knew. Like,
he has like the sly smile, like, "Oh my god," you know what I mean? It was so cool.
And then of course he says, "Well, you know, your husband's a horrible poker player," because he has a horrible poker face. Because fucking Reed is like, like any first dad is gonna do. They're gonna be, oh fuck, shit. We get a quick recap on this Ed Sullivan-like show, talking about how they were astronauts. They got it right. Finally, they went to space. Oh, you don't agree with that?
Oh, I know. I totally agree with it. No, the recap was great. And the fact that I did a little research on the Fantastic Four before watching the movie, which I should have done with Superman, but we already covered that.
Yeah,
was the best thing I could have done, because the whole time that recap was happening, I was like, oh shit, like Mole Man, okay, you guys got it right. The Gaiju's like, holy shit, you got that right.
Yeah.
And Johnny absorbing all the fire.
That was fucking cool.
That was cool.
That was cool.
That was really cool.
I don't know if that's comic accurate, but I like it. It's fucking cool shit.
I'll look it up, but
and of course the firefighters are all like, "Thank you, Johnny Storm. You're awesome."
But what I really loved about the recap was the teamwork. And this goes throughout the entire movie. We never really got that with any of the previous films. They were never a team. An official team, but throughout the entire movie, when the recap, they're doing teamwork. When they're fighting Galactus at the end, they're doing teamwork. When they're on the ship trying to get through the situation, they're all doing their part. They're working together. And they did it right for once.
Yeah, they did. They really did. It wasn't just one person doing this, one person doing that. It was, they're doing it, but it's for the better good of this particular situation. Yeah, that recap was kind of cool. The fact that their costumes are very the 1960s Hanna-Barbera cartoon. It was so it was so iconic. Nice. Even, and you know, I was like, okay, someone watched the Hanna-Barbera cartoon when they were a kid and said, fuck it, let's go with that. Because it works, because that cartoon came out in like the mid to late 60s. Hanna-Barbera at the time had a lot of the rights to said Marvel shows. So they did Fantastic Four. I think they had Iron Man. They had Thor, the Incredible Hulk, and of course the iconic Spider-Man, which is the one everybody remembers the most. Just everything that's going on, the people, and most of the time in Marvel, not always, but most of the time, people are against the hero. Like you look at Spider-Man, you look at the Punisher, the X-Men to a point, they're like, ugh, these fucking people are weird. But no, this society has embraced them. They fucking love them. They can do no wrong, or so we think. We find out later on that the crowd is really quick to turn on you when you don't do what they want you to do.
Well, hell, even in Superman, they turned their back on him at the drop of a fucking dime. Just that quick.
And I know early in the movie, freaking Reed is getting these radio waves from space. He's transcribing them on a fucking vinyl album, which I thought was so fucking cool.
Which looked like it was made of metal. I mean,
It
that
made
looked,
of metal or like a gold or
it
something like
looked
that.
really cool,
So
almost
he
like a
pretty
platinum kind of thing.
He gives them to Johnny, goes, hey, if you want to decipher these, figure it out for yourself. So Johnny, this will come into play later on, just takes them and just listens to them. And then all of a sudden, their fucking watches go off one night. And then fucking Silver Surfer shows up and says, your world has been marked for death. And all this other shit that she says. I don't fucking remember what she says. But she says something in like a different language. And of course, Johnny fucking flies, catches up to her, and looks at her, and she says something in that language again, and then kind of just shoos Johnny away. And again, that'll come into play later on because Johnny just cannot let that go. And of course, because Johnny is Johnny, they're like, oh, you have a crush on a naked silver chick on a surfboard. And they're giving him so much crap for it. I'm like, dude, he was actually the one that kind of helped the most in this particular situation because he's the one that cracked the code.
Yeah, because I mean, he was listening to it, and when she said that, he knew he recognized it.
Yeah,
it's like when you recognize somebody's face or something in a movie or whatever. Like, you know what? It's right there. It's racking your brain, literally just drilling itself in. You trying to figure it out. And kudos to him for what he did. His contribution on that.
But they've evolved this character so much more than. And again, I love the Chris Evans version of Human Torch, but this guy was more on the ball. Yeah, he was a little bit of a hothead, but you know what? The banter between him and Ben that carried on from the original, and I thought that was cool. I'm like, you know what? That's spot on. That's very comic accurate. Those two always kind of went back and forth with each other and shit. So.
And it works.
And they figure out, okay, we need to figure out who this Galactus person is. So they jump in their little ship called the Excelsior, which I thought
the Excelsior, come on.
Little nod to Stan Lee, may he rest in peace, the creator or part of the creator, because we get a little tribute to Kirby at the end of the movie as well. Joe Kirby.
Yeah. That was cool how they did that with the Earth 828, and then it was
that's his birthday.
Yeah. Nice touch, guys. Nice touch.
They jump in the ship. They have somebody watched fucking Attack of the Clones apparently because they have a fucking hyperspace ring that they lock the ship into.
You know what? I thought the same damn thing.
I'm like,
thank you.
I'm okay with this. This is cool. It makes sense. If the engine is not big enough to handle light speed, which is what they don't call it warp. They just call it light speed. It's we're going to speed of light to catch up. They get to the planet, they see that it's being utterly fucking eaten from within, and then they get sucked into this fucking big ass ship, and it's Galactus sitting on a throne. But the Silver Surfer intercepts them and goes, "He will speak to you." And as they're going to see Galactus, Johnny looks at her and goes, "What did you say to me when you left Earth?" And she says it again, and she says something like "be with your own" or something along those lines. Did you take notes on that?
Yeah. The translation was "be with your own." Yeah.
Be with your own, which in retrospect, you're like, okay, I would want to know what it means too. But it also helped Johnny crack the code to go, okay, cool. I know what different letters and words. I can decipher the other codes that I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
So we get in front of Galactus. Holy fuck. Comic accurate, big as fuck. He wasn't a cloud this time,
nope.
Which really annoyed me in the Silver Surfer movie.
You're not the only one.
And he's just this cosmic entity, and when he's talking to you, I'm trying to find it here.
When he's talking to you, it's very stoic,
he's very intelligent, very he's just very, very intelligent. And he scans them, and then he focuses in on Sue's belly, who at this point is already like 9 months about to pop.
Yeah, literally right.
And then he's like, your son has the same hunger that I will have, that I will have the same hunger I have, a cosmic entity or some shit like that. And then gives them the proposal. Give me the child, I will spare your world. Now, anybody who's a parent is like, fuck no. Fuck you. He hasn't even come out of the womb yet, and one thing I forgot to mention is that when they're running tests on Franklin. At this point, they know it's a boy. They can't find anything special about him, so they're thinking maybe he'll be normal. And then Sue does something so fucking cool. She Reed can see the baby without a fucking, the sonogram and all that. We see the baby inside of her womb, and I'm like, dude, that is fucking cool.
That makes her stomach invisible. That
Yeah,
was
and by the way, Sue had much more power ability in this movie than she's had in any other movie we've had so far. She's the MVP of this movie, 100%.
Well, if you really want to get down to it, in Rise of the Silver Surfer, we actually did get a little bit of insight as to how powerful she really was when she was trying to hold up that the Ferris wheel, and she's walking. I think it was on air or the water. It's like they touched on it, but this one, holy crap! But we'll get to that finale in a bit. But
they pretty much tell Galactus what he can do with himself, and then they make their way back to the Excelsior. They're trying to get out of there. Of course, the Silver Surfer's making chase. Herbie, again, fucking Herbie. I love Herbie.
Is cool. He's really cool.
I haven't loved a robot like this since R2-D2. He was very R2-D2-esque. He was very on the ball. He has his own little personality. You heard him rocking Franklin to bed. He's like sleep roll Franklin, but in that robotic voice. It's just so cool.
You know what, though? Sometimes his voice, or lack thereof, the sounds he makes, there was a couple of times where he sounded like Battle Droid to me.
Well, it's funny you say that. You know who voices Herbie, right?
I forgot what his name is.
Is Ben Cook, who also voiced General Grievous and the Battle Droids.
See,
it all comes full circle.
See, it's nice that I was able to pick up on that.
It's nice to know Disney has those deep pockets for Star Wars. They get back to the ship. They're fucking trying to get back to the light speed ring, but they have to slow down to lock it in. And Ben's like, fuck it. We're doing this the hard way. He fucking just scratches the fuck out of the ship to get it out. They go. Silver Surfer apparently has light speed in the fucking surfboard because she is able to keep chase.
Yep, she is.
And I couldn't help but think of Superman because they have to go to a black hole. And I'm like, didn't I just see this movie 2 weeks ago? But they end up getting where Sue can camouflage the entire ship.
She can make the whole thing invisible.
Yeah, make the whole thing invisible. So the Silver Surfer gets sucked into this wormhole, this black hole. They get back to Earth. They land. The people are like, "Oh, yay, they're back! They defeated Galactus." And they're like, "No, we haven't.
No, we didn't. Not yet."
I love how Reed's like, "We haven't beat him," and then Johnny's like, "Not yet." Like Johnny's fucking fired up. No pun intended there, but. Like, we haven't beat him yet. He gave us an ultimatum, and we told him what to do with himself. And then, of course, the one reporter has to be the one. Well, what did he ask for? And, of course, Sue is carrying this brand new baby. He asked for our son, and we told him no. And then that's when you see the people turn, and people calling him selfish.
Yep.
And how dare you? And then another reporter was like, well, are we safe? Are we protected? And then Reed's like, I don't know. And
you don't know.
And I know Reed is he is above. Like, he's smarter than fucking Banner and Stark combined. This dude is fucking brilliant. For him to not have the answer, that is a hard pill for him to swallow, because he is such anybody who's good at their job and you get thrown a curveball and you don't know the answer, you're like, what? No. So they're trying to figure out a way to fix this problem. And then Sue goes outside with the baby and gives this speech that I'm like, whoa, this is Oscar clip worthy. Like, we are not protecting, I forget exactly what she says, but she gives such a speech that the world kind of gravitates like, we get it. We understand. And again, with Superman, it gives you that little bit of hope, this little glimmer of hope that we are missing in this real world that we live in today. Everything's about hate. Everything's about tyranny. Nothing is about hope. And so fucking earlier in the movie, Reed was playing with this little teleporter thing, and it fucking killed the power. And it was an egg. It was a fucking egg.
Yeah, transporting an egg from one spot to another. So essentially,
across the room. And I couldn't help but think that in the background you could hear, God, Captain, I got to have more power, because, the power kept flickering, just no power, very Scotty moment. And then Reed's like, we can put these fucking gates around the Earth at different locations and teleport our planet to somewhere where Galactus will never find us. Now,
drastic. Pretty fucking drastic.
It's fucking drastic, but the way he planned it out, it came this close to working.
Potentially, yeah.
Then he figures out we need to have blackout spots to conserve power, which is why Ben has a rock beard, because he can't chisel his fucking beard off.
You know what? I never knew he could grow a beard. That was interesting as all hell. I mean, I don't even know if that's canon or not. I never got to that.
Apparently, Ben Grimm turns back to his human form like once every couple of months.
It's happened a few times, yeah.
Yeah, but that's why he lived way longer than any of the Fantastic Four, because he only ages the week that he comes back to human. Mm-hmm. When he's in the rock form, he doesn't age.
Interesting.
And that's comic accurate there.
Okay.
So
that's cool.
They finally have the power. They're talking to all the places. They're turning on power. You start to see the force field going around it. They're about to teleport. And all of a sudden, one of them in Japan goes out, and you see the Silver Surfer just fucking fly, boom, 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 taking him out.
She's knocking him out like nothing.
Like they were nothing. And that's when Johnny finally, he tells them earlier, I've cracked the code. I know what's being said. Johnny sets up a little trap for the Silver Surfer, talks to her, asks her about her. Apparently, she was a scientist on a different planet. When Galactus showed up, he said, tell you what, you become my headhunter, I will spare your planet. And that is straight from what we saw in the original one. And that's all comic accurate, too.
Yes, it is.
I will spare your planet as long as you do my bidding. Which is like, do this evil and I will save your people. And it's like, is it really worth it at that point?
Yeah, but the way Johnny does this was actually quite clever. Not only does he emphasize the fact that he knows her language because he's been studying it.
Yep.
And emphasizing, her backstory, but he uses the fact of all the voices that were recorded of all these different planets that were destroyed because of her, and uses it against her, and so much so that she just hightails it for a while.
Yeah,
it impacts her so deeply. You can totally tell. And this actress she really shined in this role, because the original Silver Surfer, it was okay for what it was.
It was kind of robotic.
Yeah, kind of. This one had a little bit more personality, and they did a good job of kind of explaining her backstory a little bit better.
Yeah, they did. We definitely got more of a backstory, and so Johnny just lays this trap for her and make her feel guilty. She goes away. They get the bright idea. Why don't we use Franklin as bait? We have one teleporter ready.
Oh, man.
We'll use Ben as bait. We'll put him down there. We'll find a way to fucking blind him.
Oh, not Ben, Franklin.
Yeah, Franklin. That's what I meant. We'll use Franklin as bait. We'll find a way to blind him. We'll do the bait and switch. We'll give Franklin the safety, and then we'll teleport him somewhere where he can't. Where he'll be without his ship, so he'll pretty much be stranded where he's at. Is that a plan? Okay, cool.
Not bad.
So, and of course, Galactus shows up. He gets off of his ship. He goes to Earth. He fucking just walks around. He's just being this big colossus douchebag.
I love how he looks over and just kind of looks at the Statue of Liberty like,
yeah, I was like, dude, do not do it.
Do not hit that fucking statue.
Don't
do it. Then he has just a series of trees, and he's sitting there like, and even Johnny's looks like what?
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing? But yeah.
So he scans the area, he finds baby Franklin, goes right to it. They do nothing to stop him. They're just in place to do it. And right before he gets there, of course, they start attacking him and everything. I think it was Johnny threw like some fireballs or something in his eyes, so he couldn't see for a minute. And then freaking I forget who switches out the babies and gives the baby to Johnny and says, get him to the building. And I thought it was cool that even though Johnny's on fire, it doesn't hurt anybody else. I thought that was kind of cool too.
Well, the fact that he can actually control where the fire is on his body at any given time, like his whole body can be on fire, but then his hand will not be. And I'm like, that's cool. That means he has total control over his power. Yeah. So, and they've been doing this for 4 years now. So
yeah, so you learn some things. And
apparently
takes it straight to the Baxter Building, drops it off, and Herbie, keep an eye on him. Goes back to the fray, and then Galactus gets kind of
hesitant. He hesitates right before he's going to step in.
He scans it again and goes, huh. And then he calls him like some mud ball
insects or something.
Yeah, insects or some shit. And then the fucking fight goes. They start fighting him. Ben, who does not like saying it's clobbering time because it's fucking from the cartoon, not something he actually says. Fucking Johnny's got him and going, say it. I don't want to say it. Say it. Johnny, it's clobbering time. And then he drops him and he hits him. Fucking Galactus almost rips Reed in half by stretching him out. Like he's ripping the clothes. Man.
Yeah, he is.
And that's pretty much when Sue just kind of goes, nah, fuck that. Does her force field, pushing him back. She's got him in. And Reed's telling her, you're doing too much. You're going to kill yourself. And then she's like, I don't give a fuck. This
is my son. You know what? Kid, I love that about her, that she was
willing to sacrifice herself.
Didn't even hesitate. Like, you know what? Everything is for the baby. If I have to give my life, so be it.
She gets him all the way into a point, and then he starts to come back out. And then Johnny's like, tell my buddy Franklin I loved him. And he goes to try to do the sacrifice.
He tried.
And out of fucking nowhere, the Silver Surfer bumps him out of the way, hits him right square in the chest, knocks him through. The portal closes. Sue just fucking collapses on the ground. She's done. Everybody's like, oh my God, we did it. Yay. Oh.
Yeah.
What happened to Sue? So they all run down there. Reed's fucking giving the Heimlich maneuver, trying to resuscitate her. Nothing's happening. Everybody's upset. The baby, they get the baby over there. And up to this point, we didn't, those of us that have read a comic know the severity of how strong Franklin will become later on. But at this point, he doesn't really have any powers as far as we know. For some reason, Reed puts the baby on her chest. And I guess it's to kind of, say goodbye.
Well, because he was like holding out to her. He wanted to be with her at that moment, So.
And you see Franklin putting his hands on her. And then you start to see this lavender glow from his hands, and then Sue's hand starts to twitch. Mm-hmm. And then she comes to permission. She wakes up and her eyes are glowing lavender. Mm-hmm. And then that's when they realize, oh shit, there it is. So they finally figure out, oh, this kid has got some fucking powers. How do you deal with that at this point? And then they don't know the severity of the Omega level of mutant. He's a mutant, 100% a mutant.
Yeah, totally.
So of course it's been a year or so since then, and they're on the show again, and their fucking watches go off, and they bolt, and they're trying to figure out how to put the car seat in the car. You see the three dudes trying to figure it out, and there's Sue holding Franklin. She's just like, wow.
It's taking three of y'all working together to make this work.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they finally figure it out. They race off in the car. Credits roll. Great movie. But it wouldn't be a Marvel movie without a post-credit scene.
Mm-hmm.
4 years later.
Yep.
Sue is reading a book to young Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
He asks for another book. She goes over to get the book. And as she's walking back, she hears something she hears a disturbance or something. And you see her real quick kind of flash her power. And then you see baby Franklin with his hand on a stranger's face. And said stranger is wearing a green hood and cloak with a metal mask in his hand.
Yes,
and
sir.
Then, boom, cut, roll credits.
Fantastic Four will return in Avengers Doomsday.
Now, we will talk about the second post-credit scene in a minute, but this is definitely setting up Doomsday. Now, this makes the post-credit scene in Thunderbolts a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, because now we're wondering, how do we get from this to that?
I originally thought this was going to be a fucking shit full of refugees. I think this is the Fantastic Four coming to our Earth going, holy fuck, we need help. We figured out that. And did you notice when they had that Future Foundation that Sue started up, they had an empty seat from Lavadia?
I was going to cover that. I was going to mention that. Yes.
It was empty. which means
was.
Victor Von Doom does not exist yet in their world. It's probably coming, but that's also speculation. That is this Victor Von Doom, the Robert Downey Jr. Doctor Doom, or is it this Earth's particular Doctor Doom that has been summoned to bring Franklin to him? There is a lot of speculation.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions going on
we
here.
probably will not get a trailer for this until Christmas for Doomsday.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I can say personally, I know you watched all of the previous ones. I did not. I just didn't have the time to do it. But I do remember that the original two were fun, but they weren't anywhere near the MCU level of entertainment. Fantastic, wasn't going to waste my time. How does this compare to those other ones to you?
For me, it blows all three of them completely out of the water, and it's
Four.
I'm sorry, 4. Well, we never saw the Roger Corman one.
It's still 4.
Okay, I agree with you. I'm just saying, like, we've never seen it. So, but based on what I have seen from that movie, clearly, it's better. The thing about this movie is that, again, I love that I did my research because there were so many things that just put a smile on my face throughout the entire movie because I knew what the references were, and there were so many of them. Mole Man was really interesting. The brief moment we got of him was actually cool, and it just makes me wish we could have gotten more out of him, honestly. The look of the Silver Surfer was better than the previous film.
Yeah.
It was. I love the way the look was. Overall, it was just a really good movie. It was a comic accurate film.
Yeah.
We've never gotten this from the Fantastic Four before. It's like you kind of hit a couple of little points here and there with the previous films, but in the grand scheme of things, you just kept screwing it up. But they finally did it right. And I commend the hell out of everybody who worked on this movie. You guys did a great fucking job. I mean, I'm not saying after watching it a second time yesterday, there are a couple of little nitpicks around here that I just don't think make a whole lot of sense, but they're very minor. It doesn't ruin the movie for me in any way, shape, or form. But that's what happens when you watch a movie more than once. You start to see shit that you start thinking things you didn't catch the first time.
Yep.
So overall, man, this was really good. Really enjoyed the hell.
I agree. Now, everything you said, I agree with. It was definitely more comic accurate in a lot of ways. It definitely reminded me of the 60s cartoon as well, which the second post-credit scene was just the introduction to their cartoon, which they show different villains they've beaten over the last 4 years, which I thought was cool. I mean, that was kind of cool to. And there were people like, what the fuck was the point of that? I'm like, dude, it's fucking expand your mind a little bit. Seriously, it's
not only that, but they did mention a lot of other different villains that I became familiar with, like Puppet Master. When he mentioned, they're like, you baby proofed the villains or whatever it was they said. It's like, yeah, that's exactly what he did. He searched them out, and now we know where they're all working. It's like, okay, nice little nod to a lot of these different villains that they fought over the course of time in the comics. Nice touch.
I mean, this movie was, lack of a better word, fantastic.
It was really good.
And I had written it down on my phone. Let me pull it back up again here.
I mean, there was also a lot of really good humor in this movie.
Oh yeah, and it was
out.
It wasn't like they were trying too hard to make it humorous. There were spots where it was warranted. It needed to be there.
It came out a lot more natural.
Now, you and I did a pre-watching movie ranking based on Infinity Stones, based on 5. Now, you gave before watching the movie, you said you were going to give it, based on the hype, 4 Infinity Stones out of 5. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. That being said, do you want to change your ranking, or do you want to keep it where it's at?
Oh no! After watching it, this movie exceeded any expectations or any kind of reservations I might have had about the movie. It crushed them all. Like I said, there's only one thing I could really nitpick about this whole entire movie, and considering the fact that they've blundered this team so many times in the past, I am willing to just kind of overlook it.
And what was that?
Okay, so we're going to teleport the Earth, right?
Yeah.
Every time we demonstrated the whole teleportation situation, it went from one device to another device. So the idea of transporting the Earth, it's drastic, but the way it was explained, it actually made sense and it was kind of cool. But here's my one problem. Whenever they teleported anything from one device to another, there was always a receiving device to receive said item.
Oh,
Where the hell is the Earth going to come out if there's nothing to receive it?
that's a valid argument.
That is actually a pretty big plot hole if you really put your mind on it.
Eh.
But you know what? It failed anyway.
But the thing about that, though, too, is that when they teleported Galactus away, all you saw was this big black void that he went into.
Well, exactly. We don't know where the hell he ended up, and that's just my
Yeah,
point. We have no clue what happened to him. So, and that's cool because it just kind of leaves it open for whatever interpretation they want to play with down the road.
Yeah, okay.
But that was kind of a lingering thing. I thought of it the first time, but then it really stood out the second time.
So this is like the thermal exhaust port in Star Wars is like, why would you do that?
Kind of, sort of. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense in the grand scheme of things.
I mean,
but
it ended up failing anyway, so it's
just like I said, it failed. So
it failed because Silver Surfer destroyed it. So it's not really a plot hole. It's just like, oh shit. But they were so desperate, they wanted to try anything, and I get that. If you're desperate, you're going to try whatever you can to succeed.
Pretty much, yeah. And they were desperate. So, but is it enough to bring down my overall enjoyment, the quality, my rating? Fuck no. It's just a lingering thing that I just had to bring up. But this movie is now officially, in my opinion, and I know it's still kind of fresh in our minds, but for right now, it gets 5 Infinity Stones with an Iron Man snap on top of it.
Wow. You know what? Okay.
I'm sorry. This is one of the best Marvel films that's ever been made, in my opinion. And another thing I want to bring up.
In a while.
In a while. But in the grand scheme of things, this is one of the better ones. And I'll tell you what, that ending sequence between them fighting Galactus, him going through the portal, and everything that happened when we thought Sue was dead, Pedro's performance stands out.
Yeah.
Like in the original figures, they killed off Sue in Rise of Silver Surfer. And it was nowhere near the emotional impact that this scene was. His reaction, him trying to bring her back, him getting all teary-eyed. I mean, again, anyone who knew the comic books, who did their research like us, we knew she was coming back. We knew that Franklin was going to bring her back. But even knowing that, his performance just brought it to the top. It hit me emotionally. I'm not going to lie. I got a little teary-eyed because
you pussy.
Between his performance and the baby crying, knowing that his mom is dead, dude, that hurts, man. It's like, you know what it reminded me of? And I hate to go back to more Disney stuff, but well, actually, this is before Disney even owned Star Wars. It reminded me of the scene in Revenge of the Sith when Padme dies and Obi-Wan is holding one of the twins, and the baby starts crying. Between her dying, the baby crying, and the music in the background, which is very, very, some of the best John Williams stuff. It hits you right here, and that's what this scene did for me, man. It was so impactful, so emotional. But again, we knew she was coming back, but the way they did it, it worked so well.
It kind of reminded me of when I read the Harry Potter book, The Half-Blood Prince. I knew Dumbledore was dying. I read the book. I'm like, oh fuck, Dumbledore dies. Fuck, that sucks. And so when I'm watching the movie, and I see I'm like, what? Like, I knew it was coming, but still, I'm like, dude, seeing it is just so different than reading it because you have such a different idea. So yeah, I can totally relate to that. So
see, and I didn't know. See, I never read any of the books before the film, so I was sitting there watching that movie, and when fucking Snape, spoiler alert for anyone who's never watched the Harry Potter film,
if you haven't seen them by now,
that a Gadabra, and then I was just like, it hit me pretty hard because I didn't see it coming. I didn't know. So there you go.
Gadabra, motherfucker.
Yeah. I'm going to change my ranking, and I'm changing not just the ranking, but I'm also changing because when Scuba and I did the Superman review, he rated it off of Kryptonian crystals. I did mine off of Green Lantern power rings.
Yeah.
So you did yours off of the Infinity Gauntlet, or the Infinity Stones, I should say. I'm changing mine to Captain America shields. I give it 4.5 Captain America shields because it wasn't perfect.
Of course not.
No movie has ever been perfect.
No.
I'm sorry. There were, but they're so minute that they're not going to ruin my experience nor my day. So I give it a 4.5 out of 5. Great fucking movie. I'm debating if I want to go watch it tonight because it's that good. And people, everybody at work is giving me crap because I've seen Superman 5 times. It's been out.
So did
I've seen it. Oh, who the fuck watches the movie 5 times in the theater? I'm like, a real fucking fan does. That's who.
Hey, I saw Mortal Kombat 7 times in the fucking theater. So there you go.
Although
7 times.
My record in one day is 4, and that was Batman Forever. Midnight show, noon show, snuck into the next 2. Paid for 2, saw it 4. And that was at the old Cine 6 too.
Oh, Cine 6. Oh, big.
For those of you that live in Corpus, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not from Corpus Christi, you don't understand. But the Cine 6 was up until this is before Tinseltown opened up, as a matter of fact. This was like a year before. But I saw some great movies at Cine 6. I saw Mortal Kombat, Batman Forever, Power Rangers movie.
Power Rangers.
There was a couple others that I saw there, but definitely my record in one day is 4. And to this day, Batman Forever it's well documented. I am not a Batman fan.
No, and I kind of ruined the original one for you back then, but that's.
However, Batman Forever definitely is nice because it has one of my favorite actors, Jim Carrey, in it. He does such a great Riddler in that movie. A little over the top, but you know what? I expect that from the Riddler, but that's okay.
That is his career in a nutshell, dude.
Yeah. So what we're trying to say here is that we actually enjoyed this movie. We thought it was great.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, the bar was set kind of low from the previous movies. Oh shit! You know what? I didn't think to look at the Rotten Tomatoes ratings as of now.
You know what, dude? People want to sit there and dog Captain America: Brave New World and Thunderbolts, but you know what? I enjoyed them both for what they were. Honestly,
they were good movies.
They were good. I mean, Captain America: Brave New World, does it touch any of the original trilogy? No. But I couldn't find too many things to complain about it with that movie at all. You know, but
my only argument is that he hasn't taken the serum yet. And in my eyes, Captain America should have the serum. That's why Bucky was Captain America. That's why Steve Rogers was Captain America, and that's why what's his name, the newer one,
Sam.
No, not Sam. The one before him.
That guy. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. He was in Thunderbolts. So
he also has the serum. So, and I get it. The shield, and that doesn't make Captain America, but it sure as fuck helps. I have up as of today. This is Saturday, the 26th of July, 2:00 Mountain Standard Time. It is certified fresh. 296 reviews. It's sitting at 88%.
Well deserved.
Now, the popcorn meter, which is the fan version, you got the critics and you got the fans. And in retrospect, I don't ever listen to what critics have to say about movies because half the time they don't know what they're talking about.
No.
Point. I talked about that I think before. Had a guy that reviewed Superman and said in his opening line, "To be clear, I am not a fan of Superman or superhero movies." Then why are you reviewing this movie? Your opinion just went out the fucking door.
Well, because he's a critic and he's watching movies. It's like if you're going to be a critic, you have to talk about every movie that comes out. At least he was nice enough to emphasize, "I'm not a fan." But then that also means, well, if you're not a fan of Superman, then how can I take half of what you or pretty much everything you say seriously because you're not into it? It's like, oh, I reviewed Revenge of the Sith, but I hate Star Wars. It's like, okay, well, you can review it from a movie standpoint, but from a Star Wars fanboy perspective, I can't take any. Like, what was it? Ebert once made a complaint about Episode 2 about why Yoda has a lightsaber. You don't know the lore, sir. Clearly, you don't know that all Jedi, I don't care how fucking powerful they are, all Jedi and Sith, thank you very much, carry lightsabers. Period. Rant over.
The fan rating, and it's apparently certified hot. I don't know what that means, but the fan rating is 93%.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
All right.
And I don't see it going lower than that. I really don't. It's that good of a movie. I mean, it's somebody at work had asked me on yesterday, well, which was better, Superman or Fantastic Four? And I'm like, I can't compare the two because they're two separate things. But they're not fans of movies and or comics. They don't understand that. I cannot compare Superman to Reed Richards, Sue Storm, Johnny Storm, and Ben Grimm. I can't do that because you're not only are you comparing two different comic book companies, but you're comparing two different types of heroes.
Apples
There's
and oranges.
4 of them and 1 of him.
Mm-mm.
You know, and not only that, but it's just different everything. So I told him, I said, look, I will not do that because that's not fair to either one of these movies. No matter which one I pick, it's not fair to the other because they're both really good in their own way. They're both good in their own way. So, yeah. So we did warn you there would be spoilers. So if you came this far and you're upset, that's on you because I did tell you spoilers would be. You know what? I might have to put a spoiler thing up here, but I don't want to block this beautiful man's face right here. He's just. I get why Vanessa Kirby is all hands on him. I get it. He's so fucking adorable.
I really liked Vanessa Kirby in this too.
Like I said, Herbie is my MVP. I love Herbie.
So awesome. He definitely is. Oh, when he was carving that pumpkin, I thought that was a nice
was
touch.
Fucking cool.
That was really cool. Like, oh my god, it reminded me a little bit of. Did you ever see iRobot? When Sonny is sketching that little drawing on the paper, the way he's doing it so fast and so seamlessly, that's what it reminded me of. It was like, dude, he is all over the place, and look at that. It looks beautiful.
And did you notice that they changed the tapes when they went to space on him? They had an Earth tape they took out, and they put a space tape inside of it.
Yes, they did.
I thought that was kind of cool. I'm like, okay. So we can both agree that this is a great movie. There's a lot of movies that are coming out in the next couple of weeks that have not already come out. I may be switching my movie reviews to TikTok just because I don't want to have to do a fucking episode for every fucking movie that comes out.
I'm trying to, and it's killing me, but it's mostly because of my work
I know
schedule.
Naked Gun comes out next week. Happy Gilmore 2 just came out. There's a bunch of different movies that are coming out. So I don't know how I'm gonna work all this in, but we'll figure out a way. But go ahead and promote your podcast.
Sure.
Without the accent. You already did it today.
What accent are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
The one you're doing right now, you motherfucker.
Anyway, it's a Psycho Nerd podcast. There hasn't been anything new for a while, mostly because I'm kind of at home over here with the Zodiac killer over here. But there are some ideas that I have, and I'm actually working on doing a State of Union type of podcast to kind of push things. Because I don't think I'm going to talk about wrestling going forward because we talk about wrestling mostly on your channel.
Yeah.
Going forward, I think I'm going to keep it simple: video games and movies, and just leave it at that.
Fair enough.
Because I am a fucking nerd. I might as well concentrate on the most important nerd stuff. And if I'm already doing wrestling in your channel, it just defeats the purpose.
Valid point.
And I am working on a handful of movie reviews right now. I haven't put the Superman one up yet. Again, it's all about time. And that's on the Repeat Movie Viewer. That's my YouTube channel. That's where you can find my podcast. If I ever put more episodes out, I will put it on more platforms. But that's
the one thing I've learned about being a content creator is you've got to keep the content coming out. And even if it means sacrificing sleep, which I've done quite a few times myself, it's for the good of the content at that point. So
yeah, it is, and I'm getting to that realization right now.
But with that being said, this was our review the Fantastic Four podcast.
Yes, it was a great podcast, man. It was awesome. Yeah.
Fantastic Four. No, This is the review. This was the review of the Fantastic Four First Steps. This is the Jazz Zodiac podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow his podcast as well as mine. All the links will be down in the description below on all of the platforms that I post this on. Normally, I would end the show saying, in a world of Superman be a Green Lantern. However, since this is a Marvel movie review, in a world full of Tony Starks, be Captain America. We'll see you next time.
It's the Josh Zodiac podcast.